Hello everyone, this is Senchou Chanaka and I brought you guys another inspirational willpower video. But, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, smash that like button, comment down below, hit the sub icon, and hit the bell icon. See, there's two different icons you gotta hit. And, follow me on Twitch at Senchou Chanaka for when I get back to my gaming craziness. Now, I got a 30 subscriber special planned. Hit the sub bell, I only need 2 more to hit 30. That way we can all see me get my ass kicked a lot. And I wanted to bring you guys this video because that's what I was feeling today. I was feeling like I was getting my ass kicked. Like, how? I've been doing pretty good for myself. Well, I looked at some things. I looked back on some things. I thought about some things I could have did better. Things I could have said, not said. And it really hit me. Like, I was starting to feel defeated. And then I wanted to share with you guys how I got out of it. How it pushed me out. Because I remember not just the bad things that were said, the good things too. You gotta let yourself feel this. You have to let yourself feel the good emotions just as well as you let yourself feel the bad. Because you let yourself feel the bad, sure. You're no longer running from it. You just conquered it. So guess what? You're wanting to know where you go from here. Remember the good things too. There are things that people you actually care about, people that give a shit about you. There are things that they have said. And you actually care because, don't get me wrong, opinions are like assholes, everyone's got one. But, point of it is, you gotta understand that if you're going to care about somebody, obviously you respect them. And if they've earned it, obviously their opinion to you somewhat has meant something. And you can't deny that. You'd be lying to yourself if you say you didn't. Unless you're truly one of those people that really didn't give a shit about anyone's opinion, whether they're friend or foe. In that case, tell me in the comments how that works. But, from what I have understood, it comes down to a boiling point of, you have to. I'm sorry. A lot of people say it's not like that for them. I'm sorry. And this is one of those things where it's like a human nature kind of thing. You must. You actually have to do this next step. You have to look inside yourself and admit where you messed up. Where you take the blame. Because if you don't, you'll be passing off your blame whenever it occurs to you. Now after that, the steps may differ to person. But, aside from that, you want to at least acknowledge the fact that the blame starts with you. Your blame starts with you. And ends with you. Now, whatever blame happens in the rest of the situation, that can be left up to chance of them. But you know what? You at least took responsibility for yourself. Hence, there goes my next lesson. Taking responsibility. Yeah, I said the things I said. And yeah, it hurts. And yeah, it might have hurt feelings. And yeah, I could have said a lot of things better. Or I could have said nothing at all. But that was my choice. So now I had to look back and think about the consequences that followed my choice. It's not an easy thing to do. Especially when you're the kind of person that would rather give a reason why you did what you did. Ask for forgiveness rather than and take responsibility. There ain't no forgiveness here. Because it ain't up to them to forgive you. It's up to you to forgive yourself. Because the only way you can forgive yourself and get forgiveness is if you took responsibility. Kind of starts with that R word everyone wants to run away from. Responsibility. I take responsibility for a lot of things I do. Heck, I took responsibility for letting someone into my life. I took responsibility for change. I take responsibility for the fact that things could revert back to zero. Things could just take a step back. A lot of people don't understand that. You know how many people I met have sat there and said, oh, I'm so scared to start over. Starting over is a part of life. If a natural disaster was to happen, they would have a mental okay with it because they know it's something they have they control. But if it's something that they feel like they could have controlled, there's that C word I don't like. If they feel like they actually, no, I've learned to accept it. There's that C word I've learned to accept. Control. Control. Because you can't control everything. There ain't no freaking way. Sorry, I tried. It don't work. So, if it don't work for me, it won't work for anybody. I know that for a fact. Because you can't control everything. How? You're only one person. You can get multiple people to try to control something, which I've also done. But we're still just people. We aren't everything. That's where ego comes in. And no offense, my ego ain't that big. I know I ain't everything. Like in my past videos, I said I ain't shit. And there have been plenty of times in life to show me that. And when it comes to learning when and where, how to accept, what to accept, you kind of just go with it. You learn as you go, but you also have to remember what paths you've taken. Don't get lost in the maze, because if you end up going down the same path, have you learned anything? And yes, there's a difference in going down it blindly and going down it consciously. I know I took these 2 lefts and this 3 rights before, so I know where it led me. Now, you can constantly take the 2 lefts to lead to a different outcome, because you're going to take a different outcome when you get to the turn to take the first right. But that's a conscious decision. Most people, they just keep going blind. But the people who are conscious, should we just keep watching the people who are blind walk around? Or should we go, hey, this way, buddy? Should we actually interfere? Because if we interfere, yes, we're helping. But are we really helping because that person didn't learn on their own? I say we observe. We observe it a couple times. And we travel down that road with them without them knowing, and we leave hints. That way the next time they travel down that road, they see something that they didn't see before. They didn't know it, so they go back and then they look. I think that's a good idea. That way we're not interfering with anyone's journey, and we're technically looking back on our own journey, and we're making improvement notes along the way, and if they happen to see our notes, well then, hey, cool to them. I think it's a good idea. I'm going to start doing that. Hey, and you guys help me figure that out, because we've been talking about it together. Tell me down in the comments if you've learned anything from this video, and if you have an idea of your own, I'll talk about it. Do you want to hear me talk about any certain subjects that I do not do political or religion? I stay away from those. Or people's rights. I stay away from those. Those are subjects that can kind of get me under the guillotine. But any other subject that doesn't get me under the guillotine, like, do you have like a bullying at school issue, or do you have like an example, someone at work who constantly eats the snacks and don't put in towards the new ones? We all know a Chubbs out there or a skinny little mini out there who can pack it away with the best of us. We all know a couple of those. So tell me down below in the comments, what is your subject you want me to talk about? Aside from those 3. Stay away from those 3 I mentioned. So, another thing I just wanted to bring up before I end this video off is, don't give up. I say it every single video, don't give up. The fact that your willpower is chugging and pushing and chafing away every single day means that the person that waiting ahead in the future isn't another human being. It isn't someone we already know. It's us. It's an us we don't know yet. It's a future you. Now, if that future you has enough patience to wait for the current you to figure out that he or she's waiting there and wait for you, well then you should have the vigor, passion, and courage to chug away, chip away, and do what you gotta do to break through everything with your willpower and meet that inner you that is waiting for you. Remember to like, comment down below, sub, hit the bell, and follow me on Twitch at Senchou Chanaka. Don't slow down, get better, folks. Stay safe. I love y'all. Peace.